Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. Today is another interesting episode of Free Friday. So Free Friday was something that we were doing previously on the channel and we're sort of considering bringing that back. However, we're currently looking at how this can be happening once or twice in a month, contrary to every single week, which would help us gather a lot more stuff for the 2 times or even 1 time we're going to be talking about this on the channel every single month. And we're going to put an email in the description just in case you do have a free website or possibly you have free stuff you would like to share with the community or the rest of the world. Most of the things we're going to talk about today are all CC0, which means you can use them for both personal stuff and in most cases for commercial use as well. And with that said, let's dive right into it. If you're into animations or possibly you're looking for a universal animation library that comes with a ton of things, then Continuous has actually released a free universal animation library. And this comes with over 120 different animations that you can pick up and use. The original source version of this tool comes with a Blender file, and currently this is being set to be CC0, which means once you grab this, you can start working with it. However, as cool as this sounds, you only will be getting 60 to 70% of the entire pack completely for free, as this actually has a bit of a pro version where you can get the extra 30 to 40% of the pack. And this is pretty impressive. I mean, getting 60% of the overall pack is one cool stuff that you might want to consider checking out, especially if you're into games or potentially you're into animation. And so if you want to grab this, all you need to do is go over to the link in the description. It's going to bring you right here where you can literally download this one for free. And to download this is as easy as clicking on the download button, going over here where you can say download here, and it's going to open up a tiny page. In this case, if you like to donate to support the creator, you can proceed to do that. However, if you just want to get a pack, you can simply click on no thanks and hit the download button right here. And once you do that, this is going to download. Now, with the cool thing downloading is this offers you a couple of stuff. If you like to set this up for Unreal Engine, so you can use that in your game, it offers you that. If you like to use this for Unity, there's also an interesting setup for you. And of course, if you like to use this for Godot as well, this is also available as a GLB file. So from Unity, Unreal Engine, all the way to Godot, you can start working with this. However, if you like to bring this into Blender and you like to explore with it, you can. So we're simply going to go ahead and fire up Blender, bring that right about here, and we can drag this and drop it in. So how you get to work with this in Blender is pretty simple. Because this is an all-in-one FBX, what this simply means is all of the takes or all the animations are baked into one simple rig. So this makes it super easy for those who are thinking about targeting to get things going. So for you to see this in action, all you need to do is have this selected. Let's drag this Blender file right in. So in this case, if we have the bone selected and we simply go over to the animation section within the properties, we can select the animation that we want. If we would like to have a death animation, we can have that. And if we press the playback button, you would notice that we have that death animation right there. Pretty cool stuff. If you would like to see some more animations with this, say for example, the jump start, we can actually have that ready, set this all the way back, press the playback button, have that, and then we can layer several other animations with this. Maybe we'd like to have the loop of the jump, we can have that there, and we can also go ahead and throw in the jump landing, which is also going to go all the way from that to this. And if you're working with NLA or possibly you have an add-on that allows you to layer stuff, you can definitely go ahead and layer all of these clips, cut them where you can, and you can proceed to add an additional layer on this and drive the overall animation. Of course, these animation clips are pretty short for most animation stuff, but you can definitely leverage off all of these ones that currently exist with this and start creating amazing stuff. For game creators and game developers, you can definitely rely on free open source options like this and start creating beautiful looking animations in Unreal Engine, Unity, or even Godot. However, this isn't the only thing that you'll be getting from Continuous, as it's got a lot of things on his page as well. So if you simply go over to his page, you will be able to find a ton of things that he has created over time that you can literally get for free. Say for example, you're looking for low poly characters or maybe props, you can definitely find a ton of them right here. For example, if you like to get the Ultimate Modular Women Pack, we can simply go ahead and download this as well. So if we hit the download button, go ahead and hit the download button one more time. This brings you over to the drive where you'll be able to download them. Now this exists as an all-together file, a humanoid rig, individual rig, separate skeletal mesh and animation rig, and you can select any of the one that best fits what you're trying to create and explore them. If you download the Blender file and you like to explore that, you can also proceed to see all of what comes with this, and it is pretty amazing. And speaking about stuff that are amazing, let's take a look at Riley B 3D. Riley B 3D is a platform that is continually growing, and the creator is offering all artists around the world free textures, and free high quality 3D models. And these models are all UV'd and most of them are already textured. And one cool thing with this particular website is all of the stuff that you've got here are either USD or USDZ. So if you're into augmented reality and you're looking for a USDZ file, you can definitely come through and check it out. You can tell what the polygon count looks like, what makes up the polygon count. Right here, we've got triangles and faces, and you can also tell the artist that made this. And yes, all of them are already UV unwrapped, so you can simply go ahead and download any one and explore it. So for example, if we download the wheelbarrow, we can bring this into Blender and explore it. And you can tell that the edge flow, the wireframe, and every single thing that actually makes this look cool has been put together, and the UV for this particular model has also been unwrapped. And for those who are thinking about USDZ files, you can also go ahead and explore USDZ files that this also offers, and you can bring this into Blender as well, and you can see that the USDZ files have been properly triangulated and also UV'd for AR and VR related stuff. And at the same time, if you're thinking about the textures, most of the USDZ files already have textures, and you can actually see them if you go over to the shading section. And if you're into material or textures, then you find a ton of textures right here. So if we simply select the texture section, you would notice that we've got 93 different textures that we can work with, and these textures do come with different texture maps and they're all seamless. So if we have them selected and simply scroll all the way down, you notice that we've got albedo, the displacement, normal, and also roughness. One other thing that you might also keep in mind is material related textures are not the only thing that you get here. You'd also got some atlases right here. So depending on what you're looking for, you'll find a couple of cool stuff right here on rileyb3d.com. But more stuff you can also find on this beautiful website, which we've actually talked about severally on the channel, called Shared Textures. And Shared Textures offers a ton of 3D models and textures too. So if you like to get both atlases, models, textures, all of that stuff you would find right here. So this is continually growing. Currently, they've got over 1,679 textures for those who are thinking about working with textures. And at the same time, they've got 283 different models and 63 different atlases for those who like to grab them. So if you like to take a look at some of the models that they've got here, you can actually go ahead and say you would like to see 100 per page, which is going to be a lot. So you can go through and check them out. These are very cool stuff. We can take a look at something this complex, see what it looks like, and you can see that they all have UVs on them, and you can also see what the 3D of these models actually look like, which is super impressive. So you can do a quick spin, see what this looks like, investigate it. They sort of use a bit of Sketchfab related tool, so you can also do some kind of inspection which has to do with wireframe, and you can see what this looks like, looking pretty nice. And for sure, if you like to take a look at the materials or the textures that this comes with, you can of course go ahead and explore all of these right here. And this goes for all of the models that they have right here on your website. And for those who might want to download these, of course, you can simply download this as a Blender file, and you can bring them into Blender and start working with it. So if we would like to get that as either FBX or Blender, we can select them from here, and we can select the texture resolution that we want as well and grab it. And for the texture sections as well, you've got tons of textures that you can work with. We can of course go ahead and set this to 100 per page, and you can see all of that. And you can also see from the categories that exist here what type of texture that you want. For example, for like the floor one, we can have that selected, and we can simply select the terrazzo and see all of the texture maps that makes all these textures. And the same thing goes for the atlases as well. So just in case you like to get atlases, you can simply come through and check out the atlases that they currently have and grab them. Now here's a beautiful website that is pretty impressive, and to say the least, this has a ton of things inside of it. It is totally free for anyone who would like to get it, and the name of this website is Freezilla. The whole idea here is you do have a ton of FBX, OBJ, STL, Blender, GLTF, and 3ds files that are over 36,000. And this means that you can pick up any of these ones and just hit the download button and get them. One cool thing with this is open license, free for editorial, educational, commercial, and also personal use, which means anything that you've got on this page does have a license in that regard. So for example, if we take a look at the Canon, you would also notice that this is also for editorial, educational, commercial, and also personal use, and no attribution is required for anyone who's trying to get this. So if there's a 3D model that you're trying to get, you can definitely find a ton of them right here. So if you're looking for stuff, all you need to do is come over here and you can search for that. Say for example, we'd like to get a car. We can type in the word car and we'll see a ton of cars shows up, and we can simply go through, select any of the ones that we want and download them. Now, one thing to keep in mind is all of these do not exist on this website as it is. Most of these files are coming from various other places, and this website is more like an aggregator. So it's sort of getting various things from different places and making them available on the website. So for example, if we're trying to 3D print stuff, you would notice that this is coming from the folks at Thinkiverse, which is a nice 3D printing website where you can get tons of stuff. You can see that this is a free model, so you can download this, bring this into your DCC app, clean it up, prepare that for 3D printing. And the same thing can be said for a lot of things as well that exist on the website. However, there's still a lot of things that are actually grounded on this website as it is part of the website on its own. Now, this is not the only thing that you can get on this website. So if we go over to the all resource section, you'd also be able to find other stuff. Say for example, you are thinking about getting photos. Free photos are available right here. So if you're looking for CC0 free license photos, there's a ton of them right here. You can come through, you can check them out. And that's not the only thing. If you're also looking for digital illustrations that are free, you can also come through and check them out. You can see all of these ones as well. And there's just a lot of other things that you can get here. If you're looking for fonts, you can also come through, take a look at this one. This is an amazing platform for anyone that's just looking for something totally free that they can lay their hands on, grab, and start working with. Maybe you're looking for free silhouettes and stuff like that. You can also come through, take a look at that. And there's just a lots of things here that you can get. And back to the 3D stuff, if there's any 3D model piece that you want to get, you can definitely come through, click on that button, hit the download button, download it, and of course you can bring this into Blender and explore these things for yourself. So there's just a ton of things that you do have here. Maybe you like to get some weapons, you can also come through, download the weapons right here, use them for your games, use them for any of the animations that you're trying to work with. And it is pretty cool what you now have with a website like this. And the best part of this website is literally having every single thing that you need. So if you're looking for templates, there are tons of templates for your design work, which is wild. Like there's just a ton of template types that you can get. And if you're sort of looking for fonts, then there's a ton of fonts that you can come through. You can pick up these fonts, you can explore them, you can search for fonts here. All free fonts, you can find them right here. There's some audio stuff as well for those who are into audio stuff, who potentially get a few audio from this. And at the same time, if you're looking for like gradient stuff, there's a ton of gradients right here. You can come through, check them out. This is a big website. For those that are into icons, there's a ton of icons that you can get here. And of course, for those who are into stuff like emojis, or maybe you're into any of the stuff that exists right here that deals with, you know, color names and then vectors and stuff like that, you do have all of these things. So this is a huge resource website that offers a ton of things. And for anyone who is thinking about getting stuff from here, all you need to do is come over to this website and start downloading stuff. And speaking about the website where you can download some amazing cool stuff, especially if you're looking for game related assets that has to do with things like weapons and stuff like that as well, then there is also another impressive website that I'm going to show you guys, which is super nice. And that is the Free 3D Hub. So Free 3D Hub offers a ton of things. So if we simply go over to Free 3D Hub, let's take a look at what the homepage looks like. This is what you get. Now you do have 3D models that are right here. They're sort of considered as premium. However, some things look better than the others. So right out of the gate, you do have a ton of weapons on this website. There's a lot of weapons. If you're into weapons, there's a ton of them. We're going to explore one of those weapons. And if you're looking for animals, you also get a lot of animals right here. All of these you can actually pick up and start working with. This website is continually growing and it is looking really cool. For those who are into vehicles, there's a good number of vehicles. One thing which I would say is if you want to get any of these ones, all you need to do is just click on the view button and then you can explore them. The weapons that you get here are very high quality stuff, especially if you're into games or maybe you want something very realistic. We can simply go ahead and explore one of this. So if I go through and get this and we choose to download this, we will be able to bring this into our DCC tool. Now, this on its own is best for tools like Maya, because it's, this particularly has been rigged in either 3D Studio Max or Maya. So that means that you can bring it into Maya and work with it. There's something with the whole FBX thing that doesn't really kick in. However, this particular model that we're looking at comes with two files. So it comes with the Unity file and also the FBX file, which makes a lot of sense. So if you want to work with this, I'll suggest that you bring it into tools like Maya. Then most probably you can export it, as by default, when we did bring this into Blender, it didn't really work as expected. Something which I think is also pretty cool is the vehicles. They do have a lot of vehicles on this website as well. So depending on the kind of vehicle that you're going for, you'll find a lot of them. So we've got like some nice looking vehicles right here. You want to grab the McLaren, you can actually go ahead and click on that, download these, and you can bring them into your DCC tool and work with them. The architecture doesn't seem to have a lot going for it, because right now there's nothing there. Same thing can be said for toys and games. They actually don't even have anything in those categories, including like the gadgets. The animals do have some stuff, and these are the sides that are slightly weak in terms of what you're getting. And outside this, for the character, you do have a good number of characters. However, the characters are more like game ready characters, and they're very locally, so you can actually select any of them, bring them into your DCC tools. Most of them are fully rigged, and then you can just go ahead and animate them. So you do have nice looking model pieces here, and the character seems to be lacking in a lot of quality, but for game assets, these are pretty nice ones. So this is it for those who like to explore all of these things. Maybe you like to download them. Maybe there's a character, there's a prop, there's a model, there's a texture, there is just a resource out here that you want. I'm going to put all these links in the description, so do well to check them out. And of course, if you do have resources either on Gumroad, GitHub, or any of these places, or maybe you have a website and you like to share this with the community, there's going to be an email in the description. Please do send us an email, and you might be featured in the very next video. So this is it. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. And of course, if you like this video or you like something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And until I see you guys in the next one, peace.